that heralded the concept's introduction, and the disputed notion of both environmental growth and sustainable urban development has been influenced. So this is how we have to go with both the things, environmental growth and at the same time sustainability. We have to move ahead, we have to make progress, but not at the cost of environment. We have to preserve it. This is what the concept we can do through language. So next please. Next. So what's the aim of this study? The research is beneficial for saving the environment. It will be beneficial for building the understanding how advertisements are changing the originality of natural things. People will utilize the research to save the ecological system. The research will be better for the growth of ecosystem as well. The quality of living will be enhanced after this research. The research will safeguard ecology and environmental justice. The research can throw light on the importance of print advertisement, the expanded content of eco-linguistics, and also helpful for future researchers. So this research can develop general understanding of the ecological system. The research can explore humans are not only part of society. This is an important line too. Humans are not only part of society, but they are also the part of larger ecosystem. That life depends on our creating the key ecological issues by advertisements which will be supportive for saving the ecological system. This is how we people can do ahead. Next please. Okay, this is basically the technique. We researchers, we know that what is meant by multimodal analysis in this course. So whenever we are creating a message, we are not only creating, especially in advertisements, where a pictorial description is also given there. We are not sending message simply through words. We are using different modalities. Even color can be there, gestural, spatial, linguistic, visual, various images we people are using at the same time in order to send message there. So this is all about theory that's used behind it. Please next. So this is a sort of a sample. You can see over here most of the time in the newspaper for properties, such sort of you can see information is given just like sample analysis there. It's about Eden life, and its advertisement is there, and how you can see that the persons, the end user consumers or the buyers are being, you can say, convinced through it. So see, it can be analyzed not only, there is not only just text here. We can see there, whatever the term that I have used here, multimodal analysis means that not only text is there, a lot of other things are there, and most of the time the things which are created, they are, we can say, constructed, social constructed, another way, you all know about it. So its analysis can be had, please. See linguistic analysis. So the previous advertisement you have seen there, linguistic analysis of Eden life advertisement represents slogans which are based on meta-function system under Halliday's functional grammar as umbrella theory. The study is focused on ideational function of transitive clauses. The ideational function enables us to express patterns of experience and also to conceptualize the situation, process, or states of affairs. The analysis is limited to the verbal part of the advertisement, which include the three semantic categories: circumstances, process, and participant. This is what Hallidayan model is there. You people might have studied it. That circumstances are there, process is there, and participants, the persons who are using that one. So by this process, the relevant participant is carried. Carriers stand for causative meaning of the circumstantial elements with goal orientation. What is the purpose of that particular circumstances and participants? All these three things, they work in order to create a meaning as a whole: circumstances, process, and participants. So, as I have seen that we have used multimodal. So, say visual analysis, as mentioned above, the visual analysis of hidden life housing scheme advertisement is conducted by adopting multimodal theory and combining with the generic structure of the advertisement as proposed by Keong, following Anstey and Chris Levin. Visual elements are included: color, vector, viewpoint, and image. When looking at the image, the dominant color in the picture of the participant is the material process, has the highest level of color, brightness, please, yes, brightness, that is, here if you can go back and see the advertisements, brightness is contrasted. It has been contrasted with the background just to create an image, better image, visual image, so that the person, the customer, the clientage can be attracted. The use of color is a bright environment with adequate lighting covers the entire ground, giving the impression that the process takes place in the evening. So next is the generic structure of the advertisement. The following image, in which the image product is presented in the foreground. So definitely we have foreground and the background. Clearly demonstrates Keong's generic structure of the advertisement. The announcement, Lahore Jaisi Life, Eden Life. So this is how the generic structure is used. And enhancers are the elements that are visualized in contrast. It also shows an incongruous display in which the product type is represented by a symbol. In addition, the image below depicts how demand creates a direct interaction between participants. This advertisement also includes the salience, which is a message delivered to the readers by participants. The message in this case is to clarify the significant value of this product. The reader will get it if using it. The face will be beautified in this case, as depicted by the circle frame with the distinct color. The following image has a different color than the previous one. So how color contrast has been created. Similarly, gestural is there. That's linked with the participant, how the participants are using that one. The advertisement is made possible by the participant activity. As seen in the image, shampoo protects that participants. Next one, isme thoda sa special jo hai, the overall meaning of the advertisement. Special is in fact the location of different things with respect. In one advertisement, we people have different things and their different location and their interaction with each other. The overall meaning of the advertisement is manifested by the producer's placement on the ground. The image conveys a distinct message. However, the image complements the other in order to deliver the entire meaning and message intended by the producer to the readers. The image, space, and active participants also visualize the participants' activity, the product's unique quality, and the ease with which they obtain the product. Similarly, there is also another advertisement. I'm not going into the details. Its example is here. Just go to the conclusion, please. See, these are the points which are to be discussed, that which can be helpful here. The studies concluded language plays a pivotal role in impacting the mind of readers in both the ways. The second important thing is the message is constructed not keeping in mind all the aspects of influencing environment. Just one particular side is highlighted and other side is not highlighted. It can be just, we can see example of Horlick, or we can see lot of advertisement by Nestle where natural jahan mamta wahan dalda, like these things are used there one, but in fact in reality things are not like that one. It is just exploitation. The things, the people are being exploited through linguistic structures. And the third one is through linguistic and paralinguistic choices, the audience are presented to follow only the message which may benefit the business chap, not the other things. Only one aspect is highlighted And lastly, the language should be used judiciously and can also be exploited for the betterment of this planet and its inhabitants so that they could live in harmony with each other. So this is all about ecolinguistics. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable ideas, findings, and knowledge on food and ecolinguistics. Now, our third speaker is a famous name in Pakistani academia. He is an assistant professor in the Department of English, Islamia University, Bahawalpur. He has many research publications in the field of linguistics and HEC approved supervisor. A big round of applause for Dr. Shahid Nawaz.
In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most beneficent. Today my presentation is addressing violence, conflict, and biased attitudes through language, a peace linguistics perspective. Next, please. Next. So here we go with the outline. Peace, peace education, aims of peace education, the Hague Agenda for Peace and Justice for the 21st Century, applied linguistics, peace linguistics and concrete actions, peace linguistics, empirical studies, violence, conflict and biased attitudes, peace and social cohesion, peace linguistics and linguistic diversity, language teacher and peace promotion, and finally the conclusion. Next, please. So peace is basically the absence of conflict, violence, and biased attitudes. So here we have a definition that says that peace is a concept of societal friendship and harmony in the absence of hostility and violence. In a social sense, peace is commonly used to mean a lack of conflict and freedom of fear of violence between individuals or groups. So there are so many definitions that tell us that peace is all about solidarity and accommodation among a society or community members. Next, please. So this is the Hague Agenda for Peace Education, supported by declarations and resolutions of United Nations that says that in order to combat the culture of violence that pervades our society, the coming generation deserves a radically different education, one that doesn't glorify war, but educates for peace, non-violence, and international cooperation. And what is peace education? So peace education is actually acquiring knowledge, values, skills, expertise, and behaviors to live in harmony with oneself, with others, and the surrounding we have, the world around we have. It promotes the knowledge, skills, and attitude to help people prevent conflict occurring, resolve conflicts peacefully, or create conditions for peace. It has certain core values which include non-violence, conflict resolution, democracy, disarmament, gender equality, human rights, environmental responsibility, history, communication skills, coexistence, and international understanding and tolerance of diversity. Peace education aims at developing universal values like personal autonomy and responsibilities, acceptance of diversity, ability of peaceful conflict resolution, ability of making informal choices, social harmony, and the feeling of equity. Applied linguistics. Actually, before proceeding to peace linguistics, I wanted to link applied linguistics with peace linguistics. Since applied linguistics addresses social problems and real-life problems of the people, so here applied linguistics has led us towards peace linguistics. The term applied linguistics refers to the interdisciplinary field that aims to seek out, identify, and provide solutions to real-life problems that result from language-related causes. So, peace linguistics is currently being defined as an area of applied linguistics based on systematic, in-depth analysis of the ways in which language is used to communicate, create conflict, and to communicate or create peace. So, peace linguistics is interdisciplinary, drawing on fields such as peace studies, peace education, and conflict resolution. So, bringing those together with fields such as sociolinguistics and critical discourse analysis, including text or genre analysis. Next, please. Gomes de Matos has presented a model of peace linguistics. He is of the view that language users and language contents can be humanized linguistically. For him, language teachers apply peace linguistics when they treat their student with respect, and in every interaction with student, a teacher creates a constructive effect. Next, please. Next, please. So, Gomes de Matos has written a book, Dignity, a Multi-Dimensional View. In that book, he has suggested certain ideas for teachers, like languages should have peace-building, peace-supporting, and peace-sustaining functions. Language should be taught, learned, and used for what Gomes de Matos called human improving and dignifying purposes. Language learners and users should learn how to interact in ways that he described as constructive and character elevating. Language teachers should help students communicate peacefully, with such communication being a deeper dimension of everyday communicative competence. David Crystal also lays stress on the need for respecting the dignity of the speakers or the speech communities. He calls peace linguistics a climate of opinions meant to foster language attitudes which respect the dignity of individual speakers and speech communities. So here we go with certain actions, what we call principles pertaining to peace linguistics. One is love your communicative neighbor. As a speaker, you become accommodating. You observe principles of politeness while speaking to the hearer, what we are calling here communicative neighbor. Dignify your daily dialogues and prioritize positives in your language use. Be a communicative humanizer. Next, please. Next, please. Yes. So Here Oxford, Rebecca Oxford, has proposed some major peace linguistics activity sequences like cultivating mindfulness to foster multidimensional peace, reflecting on friendship to foster interpersonal peace, engaging in random acts of kindness, projects to foster inner, interpersonal, and intergroup peace. Reframing activities to develop cognitive empathy and foster intergroup, intercultural, and interpersonal peace. Reflecting on optimism and pessimism to increase inner peace. Fostering multidimensional peace through artwork. Working with metaphors to foster ecological peace. Like Dr. Zahur Hussain was talking about eco-literacy or ecology, we can use the metaphors like the ocean is peaceful or the ocean is as peaceful as sleep. Olivero and Oxford suggest the following activities like ask the student, do you consider yourself an optimistic or pessimistic person? Give students different scenarios and ask them to role play the situations. Discuss with the whole class what would be the benefits of being an optimistic person. Next. Wong and Soragi conducted a workshop to raise awareness about peace linguistics. Through this workshop, he focused on three main objectives. To help teachers become more aware of cultural and linguistic differences, to support academic achievement for students whose home language is not English, to focus on critical literacy and engage in dialogue with teachers over racism, poverty, language, and power, to incorporate multimodal strategies to address social justice in multilingual, multicultural community. And then the linguistic violence. Linguistic violence occurs when language is used in dehumanizing forms. Gomes de Matos has noted that language can use either bring harmony or disharmony. Like we say that use of words matter a lot. Through words you can move the hearts of the people. At the same time, through words you can hurt people. Rummel 2012 provides a description of conflict by stating that conflict is part of a social process by which people adjust their different and changing interests, capabilities, and wills. Linguistically, conflict between different ethnic groups often results from language contact problems viewed as political, economic, and sociological in nature and form are often actually rooted in linguistic conflict. Next, please. Biased attitudes. So, biased attitudes appear to be unavoidable in discourse among individuals. Biasness can be a result of poor choice of expression by the speaker or wrong interpretation of the expression by the listener. Yes. Next, please. Okay. Social cohesion. We seek social cohesion where all individuals or members of the society are leading their lives in conformity with harmony. So, this research was conducted in Nigeria, and they concluded that language and peace education were very important in achieving social cohesion, since language is indispensable for educating all communities. In this regard, peace education and language can be used to unite societies, reduce inequalities, and strengthen social relations. Next, please. So there is concept of linguistic diversity, respecting language, color, caste, creed of the people. Next please. Language teacher and peace promotion. Here we see the role of a teacher in promoting peace. Next please. So there are certain words that can be used as a positive way. So you can see it. Next please. Conclusion please. There were certain techniques, certain words that language teachers can use in their classrooms. These are certain don'ts and do's. Don't denigrate, always appreciate. Don't detract, attract. Don't suspect, respect. Don't manipulate the situation, rather cooperate. Don't discard, regard. Don't offend, commend. Don't indoctrinate, rather illuminate. Don't mortify, rather dignify. Dignify your talks, dignify your communication, dignify your dialogues. Don't humiliate, rather humanize. Don't resist, rather assist. Don't attack, rather question in a very polite manner. Next. So friction and conflict, they are basically caused by socio-economic pressure, disparities, inequalities, intolerance in the society. It can be religious intolerance or political bias. So such frictions and conflicts can be addressed with a considerate effort. So I conclude with the last comment that these conflicts, these biases, we cannot end them, but through effort, we can try to minimize them. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Shahid, for sharing your knowledge on peace linguistics. It's a time for panel discussion. I invite Mrs. Sana Mansoor to moderate the session.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank to all of you for squeezing time to join us today in International Symposium